This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to GoOnlineTrainings.com. Yesterday, we had a session on how to create a cube. Now, we had created a cube. So, what are the steps? Create SSAS project, create a data source, and create a data source view, build dimensions, and build a cube. So, what we had done, we had first created a cube with empty attributes and dimensions. So, build dimensions. This step, we did not do anything yesterday. We are going to be doing this step, build dimensions and create calculations. If you have something, deploy the cube. Okay, test the cube using Excel or the browser of the cube and create SSRS reports using MDX query. So these are the things that we're going to be doing it. So once you create a cube, again, you have to deploy the cube to the production server, and you should also deploy all SSRS reports to the production servers. Clear? So that is the end of the project. Clear? So yesterday, what I had done, I had created the cube. This was my cube. Now, unfortunately, I was using this database. Now we know that in this database we don't have, okay. So the database name was, this one, okay. Let me choose this database name, use TARDIS lookup and go. I had same table names and everything, but unfortunately, I don't have data in this database. Only the dimension tables have the data, but I do not have any data in the fact tables. Okay, so there is no data in this. So if there is no proper data in the fact table, what happens? If you create a cube, cube always is going to take dimension tables and fact tables based on the primary key and foreign key relationship, and it's going to be creating multi-dimensional aggregations. Clear? I had created, so the data source, when you go to data source and when you expand it, when you expand, you will get the data source. Double click on this. Now you can go to edit connection string. When you click on edit, you will be able to see TARDIS underscore lookup database I was using. So when I'm right click on this, say process, the process is happening properly without any issue. But only thing is that I'm not able to get any data when I go to Q browser and see it. Clear? Click on yes. Since I don't have any data in the fact tables, dimension tables, there is a data. But in this, I don't have any data. Because of this, if I process the cube, right? If I process the cube, I'm not getting any data. So tomorrow, when you go to the production service, there is an issue. They say that there is no data in the cube. Please, do the investigation. So that is the ticket that will be given to you. So what is that you should do? First, you should know this cube is pointed to which database. How do you know that? So nobody will tell you, right? So first you need to go and go to the data source and look for this. Double click on this, click on edit. Now you know that it is pointing to TARDIS lookup. Clear? And see what are the tables it is using. So when you go, so you can see transaction type table, limit table. These are the tables which is using. Now you go there and check all the tables having proper data or not. Why? Because there is a error. The customer is saying there is no data when I browse the cube. So customer wanted to browse the cube. So they may be connecting to the Excel sheet. Excel sheet is being connected to the cube, right? So when you go to the browser tab, you're not going to get any data here. If you don't get any data, here, the first thing is that when you drag and drop something, when you click on execute or say auto execute, you're not getting any data, no rows found. When you say no rows found, what will you check? First, you need to go to the data source here. So check whether every table has data or not. Okay, whether all these tables are used or not. Clear? This is the first check. So I am checking data is available in all dimension tables. But when I come here, I know this doesn't have any data. Now what I should do? So there is no data. If there is no data, then immediately I have to tell them that there is a there is no data in the factor tables. They'll say you load the data to the factor tables. Now you have to go to your SQL Server agent. Now you will be having SSIS package schedules. Okay. So when you go to profile, so here you have SQL Server agent, lot of jobs will be there. So there is a job that is there. It is going to, load the data to the factor tables. So that job you need to identify, you need to run. Okay. Load data to the factor table, something like that. It will be there. Okay. You come to the job and you should be able to right click on the job, try to execute. If it is not there, at least go to the integration services. I don't have anything here. The package would have been deployed. Right click on the package and execute the fact table so that it's going to be getting the data and loading the data into the data warehousing. Clear? So you verify after executing the package. Now after that, what we should do? So once you get the data, again you go there, you have to process the cube once more. Clear? So that is what you should do it. If somebody says there is no data in my report, if the report is not there, means the report source would be cube. So cube doesn't have any data. Why cube doesn't have data? Because the cube is getting the data from the data warehouse. So you go and look in the data warehouse. Clear? So data warehouse is not getting the data, means, so who's going to load the data? There is a motor. There is a motor which is going to load the data. The motor is called ETL package. So that you need to execute either manually, or you need to, tell the DBA team. If you're in the development environment, you cannot directly go to the production and execute the SSIS package. You inform them. They, ask them the job for this. So ask them to identify the ETL job to load the data to these packages. So ask them to execute manually. The DBA team will execute it so that they will get the data. If they're also not getting data, then they need to go see. So data warehouse is going to get the data from the stage. So ask them to go to the stage and you know uh, look at there. If the stage is not having the data, ask them to execute stage packages. If the after executing stage packages also are not getting data, means stage is pointing to the OLTP databases. You look at there. Like that, you have to do the reverse engineering from where. So the customer will tell you, I don't see any data in the report. So that is where the issue starts. The issue ends with where? In the OLTP environment, where there is no proper data. Because of that, you are not getting the data. Clear? But now, since I don't have any data here, so what I have done, I have one more database where I have data. This is the database I have data. Let me point, instead of TARDIS lookup, I remove this. I point to this database. So verify the dimension tables, whether every dimension table has data or not. Yes, 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 right. So I have some data. So it is properly working fine. So there is no issue as of now. All the dimension table has data. Clear? Now let me check in the factor table as well. Do we have data here? Yes, I have the data. And let me go to limit and check. Yes, this table also has data. So what I should do, my cube, it was pointing to this database. Which database which was pointing to? So this database. Unfortunately, I don't have data. Same table structures I have, and I have the data here. So let me change my connection. So I go. So how to change the connection? Double click on this. Now click on connection string, edit. Now server name is the same thing, database name only. I wanted to give different database. This is the database. Tomorrow, if you wanted to modify the server name, you can just come here and modify it. Test connection is succeeded. Click on OK. Click on OK. Now I don't have any data. So this is the cube structure, right? This is the browser where you can see some data. I don't have any data. So what we should do? You have to go back and say build. Build means it's going to check for the errors. If you have any kind of an errors, you will be able to see those errors. Build succeeded. You can see this here. Now let me go back and process the cube, right? Whenever we are processing the cube, what happens? It's going to be getting all the data from the data warehouse and going to aggregate the data. Aggregated data will get stored into a cube database. So where is the cube database? If you go to properties, now go to deployment, server name is dot, and this is my cube database name, TARDIS Insurance Cube DB. Now let me right click on this and process the cube. Click on yes, yes. So whatever be the source you supply, it is going to be taking the data from there. That's it. Now click on run, right? Now process succeeded. So everything is fine now. I don't want to reprocess it because process is done. So click on close, close. Now close. Now go to the browser tab. So always whenever you process it, you supposed to reconnect. Okay, reconnect to the cube. Now let me go to my measures, limit or deduction. I should be able to get some numbers in this. Click on this. So now you're able to see this is a total deduction amount given so far. Now I wanted to find out year-wise deductions given. So there is a year ID. So click on auto execute. So, so auto execute. So in 2013, this was the total deductions amount, so far. So now, if you wanted to see the same thing in different currencies, we have the currency, different currencies I don't have. So I have to add those currencies as well. And I wanted to have year wise, quarter wise, month wise, something like this. I would like to see the data in the first quarter. This is the data we have 2013 quarter number 3. This was the deduction amount. Okay, if you wanted to see what is the percentage of the deduction that we had given, okay, the company wanted to understand. So this is the percentage, more percentage they had given in this. Clear? And like that you can see lot of things over there. Clear? I wanted to use limit. What is the limit amount for each and every policy? What is the limit amount? So that we can say, okay, so foreign exchange rate. So lot of things that the business people can understand these numbers. I'm not a business user, I cannot understand those numbers, but they will be seeing this cube. What is the predicted premium amount? How much the user supposed to pay? Okay, so but what is the actual base amount that they have paid? Something like this. Predicted means this was the amount they supposed to pay, but this was the amount they had paid in 2013 in the quarter. So like that, we should be able to predict something line, signed line premium amount, written premium amount, blah blah blah. So we don't understand what is the meaning of this because I'm not the business user. I don't want to analyze these numbers because I'm a technical guy. So I see the numbers, I don't understand what is the meaning of this. So this cube will be given to the end user. End user will be connecting this cube with the help of Excel sheet, but unfortunately I did not get all the columns from the currency and did not get all the columns from the original currency, and it did not have the minimum columns in the policy coverage, and lot of columns are not there because one step we were missing. What is the step? We created a cube but we did not build the dimensions properly. We did not create any kind of hierarchies as well. Normally we also create hierarchies year wise, month wise, quarter wise, semester wise. I wanted to see the data. So now I have created the cube. Let me go and build these dimensions. Go back to the cube. This is the cube and the browsing. So this is where the developer can see whether the aggregations are done properly or not. But end user cannot connect to this. End users are connected. So your managers and everybody will be connected using Excel sheet. They don't have SSDT installed in their laptops. You should not go there and install SSDT, right? So they'll have only Excel sheets. So how to connect to the Excel sheet, we'll see later. But now I wanted to build the dimension. So I go to the date. Yesterday we had only created this. Clear? All the columns I have dragged and dropped, and I wanted to create one hierarchy year. Then after the year, I would like to go for, semester if we have something. So do we have any semester here? Date string, date of week, date of year, is that month? We don't have. So quarter, then after the quarter, so I wanted to have month, then I wanted to have week, okay? Then after the week, I wanted to have the day wise sales. Date ID, something will be there. So day wise sales, I wanted to have it time ID, quarter ID, month ID. So the day I would like to have it. This is one hierarchy I have created. So you can rename the hierarchy. This is year YR. Okay, you can give any name, year hierarchy. Clear? So once you create a hierarchy, so I told you to increase the queue performance, you have to go to attribute relationships and arrange smallest to highest. Okay, what is the smallest? A day is the smallest one, right? So that is what you have to take and do it. So always you have to delete this link. Okay, delete and delete this link. So if you don't know why we are doing, watch my videos, but don't ask me what is we are doing it here. So the reason for this, you're supposed to know, because you have studied SSAS already. So smallest to highest, day. Using day, you can have the week. So using a week, you can get the month, right? And using the month, you should be able to get the quarter. And using the quarter, you should be able to get the year. Okay. Like this, you should be able to create the hierarchies. And it was a small yellow symbol. It was telling me performance issues may be available. So arrange the attribute relationships to smallest to highest. Clear? So when you do this, whenever you process the cube will be very, very faster whenever it is aggregating the data. Clear? So that's what you need to do. So this is what is called building dimension. So what all we need to do as part of building dimensions? Add the columns. So from here to here, you need to add the columns. Step number one. Step number two, if you wanted to create a hierarchy, drag and drop and create a hierarchy. That is step number two. Clear? So as part of building dimensions, what all we need to do? Okay, as part of building dimensions, so you first go to the solution explorer, double click on a dimension. This dimension is called as database dimension. I told you many times in my class, and I'm telling you once again. So this is what is called. So remember this point. Let me double click on the cube. Okay, let me double click on the cube, go to the cube structure. Let me show you something. These dimensions are called as database dimensions. Remember this point. Okay, database dimensions. Clear? This is what is called cube structure. This is what is called cube facts, cube measures. These are called cube dimensions. People are going to be saying these are called cube dimensions. Okay, these are called cube measures or cube facts. Clear? So these are called database dimensions. Database means data warehousing dimensions are this, and the cube dimensions are more. You have only a currency dimension here. Okay, but if you see carefully, there is a settlement currency dimension. There is a settlement currency. There is settlement currency and settlement currency, original currency. So there are a lot of other dimensions got created, and there is a currency dimension, but you cannot see there is a currency. There is a currency here, but you could see a lot of other dimensions as well here. Remember this point. Clear? So why are we able to see extra dimensions? Because the currency table is being linked three times with the fact table. Okay. So if any dimension table is linked more than one, means the dimension is called as a role playing dimension. When you have a role playing dimension, one table, one dimension table will have different names. One is currency, one is original currency, that one is settlement currency, then settlement currency. We have a lot more dimension tables got created. So this is because of the currency table is having lot of primary key foreign key relationship with the packet tables. So in that case, currency table is called as a role playing dimension table. Clear? So remember this point as well. Same points we discussed in the Amazon, cube creation as well during that time. Clear? So remember this point. If you see carefully, the currency table is having lot many primary keys and foreign keys here and there. Clear? So where is currency table? Let me right click, say find table. If you have a lot of tables, let me say go here currency table. You can find like this. So there is a currency table here. So this is pointing to, you can see what is pointing. Double click on this, it is pointing to see. It is pointing to limit. So that is one link. And again, there is a link. On this. This is pointing to again the same limit. Okay. So one dimension table is pointing to limit table twice. Again, this is also link. Come here. So this is also linked to deduction. And again, this is currency linked to premium. So again, currency linked to premium. Okay. So one dimension table is having more than one primary key foreign key relationship. Then this table is called as a role playing dimension table. If any dimension table is having more than one primary key foreign key relationship means the dimension table is called as a role playing dimension table. For example, revenue type, and one more you have revenue type. Clear? So revenue type is pointing to what? So you need to understand. So this is pointing, this revenue type is pointing to this revenue type is pointing to that. Clear? So remember, if if you have one dimension table is having more than one relationship to the same factor table. If you see, it is having this primary key is pointed to this. Again, the same primary key is pointing to this same dimension table. It is pointing to the same factor table, more than one relationship to the same factor table, not to the different factor table, same factor table. Clear? In a single movie, one hero playing dual roles. In different movies, you can play different roles. So if I'm a hero, I will play in one movie one role. In second movie, second role. So that is not I'm talking. I am talking about in a single movie, one guy is playing dual roles. So in a single fact table, one dimension table is having more than one primary key foreign key relationship. Then the dimension table is called as role playing dimension table. Clear? So that is what you need to understand. Right click on this. And if you wanted to see, how the currency table and the limit table is connected. If you wanted to see the proper relationship, you can see the line here diagrammatically. But if you wanted to see the proper relationship, go to the dimension usage where in the cube structure. Many people what they do, they will be going to the DSV, then they'll saying they don't see a dimension usage. Then they'll call me, sir, I am not getting as explained in the video. So they don't know that they're pointing to what DSV, they have to point to where cube. Now you will be able to see blue and yellow, and when you point to that DSV, there is no blue and yellow, there is gray color. So point to the cube. Now you wanted to understand how currency and limit tables are pointed, and what is the primary key here, what is the foreign key here, that I wanted to understand. So go to the dimension usage. Now I told you currency table is this, and there is a limit table is this. Clear? So currency and currency. So this table and this table, this is a fact table. How this table and this table is joined, you can simply go and execute. Click on this. Now original currency ID is mapped to currency ID. This is one relationship. Clear? And again, limit table is joined to again currency table here. So what is the relationship? Currency ID is mapped to settlement currency ID. This is second relationship. Clear, guys? So currency ID, it is the primary key, and which is it is a measure group. Measure group will have always a fact, the foreign keys. So okay, so currency ID is pointing to settlement currency ID, and limit is a factor table which will be having foreign keys. Now currency ID will be pointing to the original currency ID. Because of this, so there is a two foreign keys are available. So because of two foreign keys available, the same currency table is copy and pasted. One is original currency ID. Same table is copy and pasted here, currency settlement ID. So one hero playing the two roles. Why two roles? Because he has to act as a, one is original currency ID, one more this. And this is settlement currency ID. This is linked to premium currency ID. So the currency table actually copied three times. Okay. So three roles it is playing actually. Clear? So actually, we don't have these many currency. We have transaction date, revenue, currency, this one. So this is original table, and these because of these people are creating a lot of other columns and linking to them. Clear? And original currency it is pointing to deduction table only. So when you go, this currency ID and this currency ID is linked, but here we are not linking the currency ID as it is. Currency ID linked to original currency ID here. So the limit table and currency ID is linked to settlement currency ID here. So how the linkage is going to happen, so that you can understand, we have one dimension table can link it to multiple factor table. This is linked here. This is also linked here. And now this is linked to this. So you have multiple factor tables. And so how this and this is linked, that you can understand by going this. Clear? How this and this is linked. So here there is no link between revenue type and this one. You need to understand. So if you have multiple dimension tables and multiple factor tables, how each and every one is linked properly. If there is no proper linking, you will not be able to get proper aggregations as well. So this is very, very important one. So if you by mistake, if you change this to something else, if you change this to something else, then definitely it will give you different aggregations altogether. Clear? So remember this point always. Sometimes because of the wrongly assigned primary keys and foreign keys, when you aggregate the data, when you process the data, you will be able to see different values here. Okay, the different values because of data warehouse itself is not having proper value. That is root number one. But data warehouse has a proper data, but I am not getting proper values here, means you need to just go and look for proper primary key foreign key links are properly established or not. Clear? So you need to study the more documentation, and without domain knowledge you cannot do anything, even though you're technically super duper scientist. You're Aristotle, you're a Bill Gates. Without domain knowledge you cannot do what is the meaning of this, you cannot understand. You need to call the existing people who knows domain knowledge very well. So is this clear? So you ask them, is this clear? You ask them, because you cannot, you're a technical guy. Technical guy does not know why this is linking to this. That you cannot say. That is how the architect have designed it. So you cannot understand why it is linked. So you need to ask the domain people why it is linked. Clear? So technically you may be good, but you don't know whether it has to point to this or something else. That you need to either study documentation, or you need to ask the developer seniors in your team. Clear? So you cannot say you are the Bill Gates always. Clear? So that is very, very important point. Clear, guys? So that I have done it. Now we need to build dimensions. Build dimensions means what? First one is drag and drop columns. That's what I told you. So drag and drop columns. Second one is create hierarchies if you wanted to create. Okay. Then after creating a hierarchy, so all these steps for building dimensions, drag and drop and create this one. So step number one, you drag these values to this. Okay, but don't and drag and drop it here, it is wrong. Clear? So you drag and drop it here. From here to here you need to drag and drop and create this hierarchy. Clear? So remember this point forever. Now, step number one is this. Step number one, you have done this. Step number two, you have done this. Step number one, this is step number two. Step number three, you go and organize all attributes from smallest to highest. This is the smallest to highest. Clear? So this you need to organize. So when you organize like this, what happens? Whenever you process the cube is much more faster to aggregate the data. Processing will not take much more time. Clear? So, and if you wanted to implement translations, for example, I told you I wanted to see the cube in Arabic. Okay. So we had done a project for Dubai people. So Dubai guys will speak, Arabic. So we wanted to have them the complete data in Arabic language. If you wanted to show the Arabic language, now each and everything can be translated to here, so that we can use it. So how to apply translations? You watch my videos. I would have explained it. Now you can see this data here after creating it. This one. So this is the cube data. So once you create a hierarchy, you should be able to get the hierarchy as well. So I did not process it, but when you process it, you should be able to get the hierarchy as well. So this is what is called building dimensions, one dimension. So create hierarchies. Now, so arrange attributes from smallest to highest. Okay, smallest to highest in where? In attribute relationship. In attribute relationship in a tab. Clear? So that is what we should do. If you wanted to do some translation, you can also do that. Clear? That is what is very, very important. Then you repeat the steps. You repeat the steps for all the dimensions. Okay. So now double click on transaction type. Now, when you go, you have these many columns, but date updated, date created, all these things are for SSIS. We don't need these columns to be available in the cube. So, transaction type code, if you wanted to have, you can have it there. Transaction type description, date created. If you drag and drop these fields here, then people will laugh at you. Clear? So don't. These are for the SSIS to keep. These are available in my data warehousing. These columns I don't want to mention them in the data warehouse. I don't want to create any cube here, so leave this. Even transaction type code is not available, not needed, I think. Only, so let me delete this attribute. I need only the description. Okay, that is enough. Done. So I don't have much more things here. If you don't create a hierarchy, no need of doing any kind of attribute relationship. Okay. If you create a hierarchy, then only you touch this. Otherwise, no. Now let me go to revenue type. When you go to revenue type, so revenue type name I need, revenue type description I need, then date created, don't keep. Okay, though all of them. So that's it. Nothing else more. I don't need any hierarchy. Now currency. Now I need currency ID. If you need currency code, you can have it. Otherwise, leave it. So currency description and all these batch ID, currency, all these things I don't need. That's it. Clear? And policy coverage. Now policy coverage is linking to policy table and the policy section table and policy coverage, because policy coverage primary key is linking to policy section is linking to policy. You can drag and drop all the columns whatever you wanted to have. Okay, so I wanted to have, so section key, I would like to get section long name. Okay, I wanted to get section long name and signed line percentage. If I wanted to have it, you can have. So whatever be the column that you wanted to have. So section long sequence, you wanted to perform the analytics based on this fields, means you can drag and drop whatever you wanted to have. Okay. So I wanted to drag and drop based on the branch ID, broker ID, assured ID, branch ID. So broker ID, I wanted to do based on that, based on the product ID, based on the status ID. If you wanted to have master number and everything, you can have them there. Otherwise, leave it. Okay. So whatever you want, renewal status code, renewal status ID, method of acceptance ID. I want to have underwriter ID because I don't have underwriter name. I don't have a branch name. I have a broker. I have a broker ID. I don't have broker name. I have a department ID. I don't have department name. Clear? But I have these IDs. I wanted to do the analytics based on this. So policy coverage ID, coverage key. Okay. You wanted to coverage key if you wanted to analyze some data. So whatever you wanted to have, you can just have them there. Coverage title wise, I wanted to coverage sequence wise. I would like to have, minimum deductible, maximum deductible. Okay. Uh, Coverage type ID. So whatever you wanted to use it, you can have it, policy section ID. So already it is there. Duplicates. Let me delete it. Clear. So like that, whatever you wanted to have, you can have them there. Now, this is what is called building dimensions. And once you build the dimensions, now again, you should be able to build and process the cube. Let me go there. Build and process the cube, or you can simply straight away, you should be able to process the cube. Clear? Now click on run. So you may get some errors. What is the issue? This issue is also known issue. If we have any kind of a duplicated data, if you have any kind of a duplicated data, so that is giving you some kind of an issue here. Okay. So data dimension is having some kind of a duplicated data. Clear? So why the issue? The issue is, see here. So actually issue is this, it is telling me as a warning, and actually this is the big issue. It is not a warning. A duplicate attribute key has been found while processing. So because of this warning only, it has become red. Let me tell you what is the issue. This issue we discussed in our sessions as well. Clear? So it is telling me like this. If you see, if you have 2012 semester 1, okay, sem 1 quarter 1, you say some sales of 10. Again 2012 semester 1 quarter 2, the sales is $20 billion. Again 2012 semester 2 quarter 3, the sales is $2 billion. 2012 semester 2 quarter 4, okay, the sales is $4 billion. Again 2013, same data will get again duplicated. So it is for 1 year, so you may have multiple years. Again sir, 2013, 2013, 2013 and 2013. So if you see lot of duplicate data, if you see a lot of duplicates here, if you see a lot of duplicates here, so the sales may be different, $3 billion, and it may be $6 billion in this, let us say $14 billion in the 2013. So this may be $7 billion. These numbers may change. But if you see the data, you have a lot of duplicates. If you combine this data also, this is again duplicate. But when you see year and quarter and month level data, this is unique record. This is unique record. But if you see only these two columns, it is duplicate data. If you see single data, again it is duplicated. If you have like this is also duplicate. But if you see this is a unique record, this is unique record. So it is telling me I have a lot of duplicates data because it is seeing the data column wise only. So when you see there is a duplicate, but when you say this is what is the unique record, so this combination will not get repeated. This is a unique record. Clear? So you have to make this as a unique record. It is telling me This is having a duplicate record. This is having a duplicate record. If you see a lot of duplicates, Q1 is there, Q1 is there. Semester 1 Q1 is there, semester 1 Q1 is there. But if you say semester 1 Q1 and 2013 and 2012, this is unique record. So if you wanted to make unique, you need to add year number plus semester number plus quarter number as a unique record. If you have tomorrow month number, you need to add. If you add after month number, if you have week number, blah blah blah, if you have lot of things, you need to make everything as a unique record. That is what you need to do it. If you take only one column, duplicates, two columns also duplicates, 2012 and S1, it is a duplicate. Okay, again 2012 and S1 is duplicate. You need to add one more extra column as well. So if you have a week number or month number, you need to add that column as well. So that is the issue here. So how to solve this? Go to the date, double click on this. Now you go to your hierarchy. So go to the year number. This is the year ID. So this is the attribute called year ID. Right click and properties. Now key columns, this is year ID. I don't have any issue here. Okay, but when I go to the next one is called quarter ID. So where is the quarter ID? When I go to quarter ID and go to properties, now only quarter ID, if I have it, it will give you duplicate data. Only quarter ID means it is only quarter ID. You can find Q1 here, you can have Q1 here. So quarter one, you need to add the before values also. We don't have any semester here. So we don't have any semester here. So quarter belong to a year. So that you need to add. First you need to have the year, then you need to have the quarter. So this is the unique combination. Clear? So I want to have like this. And this is the key column. Name column also you go and you choose quarter ID as a name column. And this is what you should do it. Clear? Now after the quarter, you have to go to the month. Where is the month ID? Right click, go to properties. For the month, what all you need to add? For the month, so before the month, we have quarter and year. So we have quarter ID and we have year ID that you need to add it. Clear? And adjust year ID, quarter ID, month. That is fine. Now name of the column. Name of the column is month ID. Okay. So choose that. So after the month, we have a week. Where is the week? Week. Yeah. So right click, go to properties. So go to the key columns. So what all we have? Week. Before that, we have a month ID. And after that, quarter ID. Then we have a year ID. Okay. And organize. First year ID. Take it up. Then the quarter ID. Then the month ID. Then the week. Click on OK. Now go to the name columns. This is a week. Choose the week. Now done for the week as well and go for the day. Where is the day? Right click on this, go to properties. Now click on the key columns. Now day, before that you have a week and before that month and quarter. All of them you can add month, quarter. Okay. So first, then you need to add year as well. So first year, then after that quarter, then after that month, then the week and a day, and the name column is a day. You go there and choose day as a name column. Now save and try to right click on this and build. So build succeeded. So I don't have any errors. Let me right click on this save process. Click on yes. Click run. See now all errors are gone. Unfortunately, Microsoft is fooling us. It was saying there was a warning, but actually that was the error. So this comment given to Microsoft by developers. Many developers have told this problem to Microsoft. They were giving this as a warning, and people were looking at something else. Okay, so this is not a warning. This is actually the issue. Because of that, you are getting a lot of other issues. Now everything is fine. Process succeeded. Clear? Now everything is fine. Now you should be able to go to your cube. Now go to browser. Now always reconnect. You click on reconnect or you click on reconnect. Anything you can do it. Now you should be able to drag and drop. So limit amount, click on execute, auto execute. I wanted to have revenue type wise, revenue type name wise. So I don't have, correct names here, but if you have correct names, you will be able to get something. Okay. And settlement currency wise. Okay. What is the settlement currency that you have? So take enter. So yeah. So settlement currency. So European currency, this was the limit amount, and this was the discounted amount, deduction amount. Lot of things you can. Okay, Indian rupees. This was the thing. Let me go and show you something. Let me have currency and original currency policy coverage. Okay, yeah, lot of things are available here. I wanted to see one MDX query I wanted to understand. Now we have done cube. Okay, now branch wise revenue. Revenue means here premium amount. This is the one I wanted to have it. Clear? I go branch wise. Where is the branch wise available? If you go to policy coverage, so here we have a branch ID. Okay, remove this. Okay, branch ID. Let me, where is the branch? So this is the branch ID. I wanted to have it. Branch ID. Branch ID premium amount. Where is the premium amount? So I go here and you should be able to get the premium amount. Okay, I'm able to see in the branch ID, but I wanted to get in a branch name. But do we have a branch name anywhere in these tables? So in policy table, do we have a branch name anywhere? We have only broker ID, department ID, branch ID, area ID. I wanted to see different areas. Okay, so it could be London or it may be any other country. Area wise, I would like to get the data. Company wise, I would like to see underwritten writer ID. So lot of IDs are available, but I don't have any string data. Clear? So I go to currency, I have a string data, but there is no branch available nowhere. Policy coverage doesn't have any branch. See now, coverage title wise, I have some data. Policy section wise, I have some data. Right? Section long name wise, I can have some data. Section long name, where is section long name? So in which table I'm talking about? Policy section table. Policy section, where is this? Policy section is also included, I think. So in our policy coverage only, because these are policy section. So where is that? Section long name. So airlines hull, this was the base premium amount. Auto sector or B2I, we don't understand what is the meaning of this blood stock, blue water. We don't understand what is this. So this the real time the business guys can understand. Docs etc. Or denial access. Now delay in startup. Debris removal, crime. So we don't understand what is this. The this one. So this is a different section long names are available, and inland marine, so marine, so liability. So we have different insurance claims and lot of other things. I think we don't understand what is this, but there is a, they wanted to understand base premium amount for this and everything, and I'm able to do it. But the first query itself is telling me branch wise revenue. I don't see any branch name there. And area wise, branch wise, year wise revenue amount. Okay, so area wise, if you wanted to have, I can simply go there. Area, where is area? So I have only area ID, right? Where is area ID here? I think that I did not use it. I did not drag and drop, I think. Area ID is also, I missed it. But you need to have area ID, then, broker ID and branch ID. I don't have any names, branch name, broker name. So all these things are missing. So we need to include some more tables as well here. So if you wanted to get the names of this, we have to use. So if you wanted to get the broker names, you need to use this table. Broker ID will get mapped. So with this, if you wanted to get the broker name and create this table, join with this table. Okay, because we have a broker ID in this. We have a broker ID, but we don't have any broker name. So we have a branch ID here, but there is no branch name. If you wanted to get the branch name to be shown in your MDX queries, so branch name is, this is the name: Amsterdam, Atlanta, Chicago, Houston, London, NJ, Paris. So the sales in these branches, clear? So you have only the branch ID, but unfortunately, we did not include them. So you will not be able to get, you will not be able to write the queries. So based on this, based on the requirements, because you did not include those columns, because of that, you may fail to write these MDX queries. Now tomorrow we'll include those tables as well, and we can create so dimension tables and packet tables, and those reference tables also we need to include and create, because we need to have get the name, right? If the name is not available, then definitely the customer will not be happy about your MDX query. If you wanted to create MDX query, you know how to write MDX query, because cube is ready, you're able to get like this. If you wanted to create MDX query, you go to your SSAS analysis services. Now you should be able to see your cube database here, right? Now, what is your database name? It is TARDIS Insurance Cube. You should be able to write your own MDX logic. Okay. So I wanted to say select from the cube name. Cube name is this. I wanted to see what is the total premium amount. Okay. So base premium amount, you can say on 0. Okay, but I wanted to see premium amount year wise. So where is the year? So you can say date, and I wanted to see year wise data. You drag and drop year number, but not this year. This one you can drag and drop. You say on rows. Clear? So you should be able to get the data like this. So I'm getting a lot of nulls. You need to say non-empty. Okay, hope you know MDX queries. If you say I don't remember, means I strongly recommend you to watch my videos, because without MDX queries you will not be able to write your reports. Clear? Now this is the year wise sales amount. If you wanted to create a report, now year wise number of policies renewed, year wise number of policies renewed, lot of things we have it. So you need to create lot of MDX queries. Okay, now I would like to say branch wise. Branch wise premium amount. Okay, so select from the this one, and I wanted to go here and branch. So where can you get the branch? Because branch is not available as a branch table. So in the policy coverage itself is policy section, and everything got merged. So there is a branch ID. There is no branch name. Open this, drag and drop the branch ID here, on columns, and you should be able to get the premium amount. Okay, base premium amount. I would like to have it here. Now I'll say on 0. You should be able to get like this. And null data, I wanted to eliminate it. You can say non-empty. But if you wanted to see the data only for given branch, only for the given branch, or only for the given year. You can also apply where condition. You can also do lot of other things. Clear? So I wanted to say where the date equals to year equals to 2014. So you can have some kind of a where clause as well. Clear? So lot of things we can do, but unfortunately, we are able to see the IDs, not the what branch names are not available. So this one you should be able to copy and create one SSRS report. Clear? So once you create these MDX queries, now you can just keep them and create one SSRS project, and you can keep on creating lot of reports. Okay, creating reports will be very easy, but now the branch names are missing. Clear? So that's what we wanted to add. So I wanted to recreate the cube with the help of branch names and everything. Now if you wanted to browse the cube in Excel, there is an Excel button. Directly you can click on this, you can analyze. But if you wanted to show this cube in manager's Excel means you should go to laptop of manager and ask him to open his Excel sheet. Okay, so now you go. You need to educate each and every manager at least from 5-10 minutes because they don't know how to use the cube, right? So you go to their laptop and they will be connecting to your laptop because internet services will be enabled in the office, right? You and me, developers or managers are connected to same network, so they don't have any issue to connect to the cube. Go to the view, sorry, go to the data, go to from other sources, from analysis services, and give the server name as dot. And there are multiple cubes. You need to choose your cube. TARDIS cube. Okay, so TARDIS database, this is the cube. Click next, click finish, click OK, and this is the cube has been now connected to the manager's Excel sheet. Manager can drag and drop whatever they wanted to have it. They would like to see deductions of Excel, so this is a deduction happened. They wanted to see the deduction of for the given policy. They wanted to have like this. So this is the policy, and they would like to see the deductions like this. Okay, so a lot of things we don't understand. FX rate, I think, but if you wanted to see the deduction amount, okay, so policy wise what is the deduction amount they had given. So a lot of things they should be able to drag and drop it here. Limit amount also they wanted to see, so they can see a lot of limit amount as well. So whatever they wanted to have, they can simply drag and drop and create their own reports. Okay, so now let me go to here, and there's a hierarchy here. So I wanted to drag and drop hierarchy. Automatically you will be able to see year wise, quarter wise, month wise, week wise, day wise sales. Like that, automatically it is going to be creating this kind of hierarchy. Clear? So this is very easy for them to understand. They can also create a lot of reports if they wanted to create. So simply they'll go here, they can click on insert and create a simple a report like this. If they wanted to have, they can see the immediate data in this. See now, within fraction of seconds they should be able to create the data. They can go to new and choose something and create one more report like this. So they can go to the report and see these numbers and these numbers. They can analyze easily, so they are able to create reports without a technical guy's help. Clear, guys? All these things Excel can do wonderfully. Many managers, if you give the cube to them, they will be creating a lot of cubes on their own. You don't need to create Power BI dashboards. You need not create what is called SSRS reports. You just tell them how to create how to connect and how to create a cube. Means they can analyze lot of things here without having a technical guy's help. They can understand these numbers very well. Clear, guys? So this is how the end user need to be given a training in the company. Clear, guys? And tomorrow we'll continue further. You try to do these steps. Okay, so after that you try to create these MDX queries. Top 5 brokers based on the revenue, top 5 policy names based on the revenue premium amount, branch wise revenue and deductions for the current period and the last period, year-wise revenue and deductions for the current period and last period, bottom 5 branches where the revenue is low, premium amount you should be able to use. You create some 10-20 reports and you should be able to deploy them. So how to create a report, that we'll see later, but as of now you should be able to create a cube. Okay, so tomorrow we'll fix those names and everything, so our cube will be perfect. Then we'll deploy the cube to the production, then we'll create a reports plan and publish those reports as well to the production. Thank you guys. Any questions?